Hello. Thank you. I do try. One must always look their best. How am I so handsome? Well, in the Tsukiyama house that I work for, you always have to look your best. Looks are everything. You never know who you might impress. It only takes like 3 seconds for somebody to fully determine everything about you. First impressions are everything. Although I do have a little bit of a break. Shu's asleep. It's his quarterly nap. Except there's no rest for the wicked here. I'm never allowed to sleep. There's always something to be done. And right now I have laundry going, so there's always something to be done. Does anyone know how to take care of mice? And I mean like a mouse problem. Not like care or nurturing, I mean pest control. Because I currently am dealing with that. There's a human in my place. She wanted a pet. And it's been living here lately. So, a cat. Good idea. Good idea. Hopefully Shu's not allergic to cats. I don't think that's something I know. Mouse traps, yes, but they'd have to be mighty large for this mouse. I don't know what dog would do the trick. My cat killed a mouse last night. Alright then, I'm gonna have to get a cat. It'd need to be a big cat though, so perhaps a lion? Tiger? Probably. It's driving me up the wall. What type of mouse are we talking about? We're talking about a really big mouse. A human. That Shu was keeping as a pet. Except, if Shu keeps something as a pet, it basically means I have to take care of it. Which is aggravating, to say the least. Shoot it then. I need it to look like an accident. Shu would be very upset if his pet died. So I'm trying to find a lethal but yet look like an accident. I mean, I've pushed her down the stairs and it didn't work. Child's resilient. Set it free in the wild? I think she'd just come back. Anytime that she goes out and takes pictures, she always comes back. I always hope there's the last of her. I never have to see her again. She's finally gone back to her family, and then no, she comes right back. I think it's because she likes the free food and room service and everything catered to her. Courtesy of me. Roses or violets? Well, of course, roses. Violets are alright, but I do prefer roses over them all. Poison is a good idea. I do cook her food. I just need one that looks not like she's been poisoned. I'm hoping that she'll choke on something. Like, I don't cut up her hot dogs, really, and I do so much to try to get her to choke. But no, that child is resilient. Fame or fortune? Probably fortune. I don't need the fame. I have Shu. That's all I need. I just need Shu's attention, and that's all the fame I need. Well, I do have oleanders, so I suppose if she needs, like, milk at night, it's a good idea. My garden could come in handy. Do you know how many poisonous flowers there are? Plenty. I wonder if Shu understands that having this child in our household is technically kidnapping. At least I assume so. I have no idea how old she is. She looks like a child, acts like a child, therefore must be a child. He kidnapped a child. What am I drinking? Coffee. Beautiful coffee. It's spilling and not showing you. Okay. Deadly plant spores. Well, I suppose I do have flowers that I can just, like, soak in, like, her soup or milk or anything to that nature, and then, well, she drinks it and goodbye. There's 101 ways to poison soup. I'm sure I'll find one that'll work. Why would I poison soup? Because this mouse in my house is driving me insane. If you dealt with it, you would understand. She's loud, aggravating, and takes pictures of everything that she shouldn't. I have no privacy here. And besides, don't you think it would be a little suspicious to keep this human child in our place as a pet? That does seem rather suspicious, and I'm hoping that nobody finds out. You all are trustworthy, I'm sure. And if not, then I have my ways. Wouldn't killing her also be suspicious? I don't think anybody's looking for her. The only issue with poisoning her or killing her in any way is the only problem that would ever happen is she would be upset. And he'd be pissed at me if he found out it was me. So I suppose I'll have to find a way that is lethal but also looks like an accident. That way he will be sad, but I can take care of him because he won't know it was me. But nobody else would care, I don't think, because we've had her here for so long and nobody's come looking for her. There's not even, like, wanted posters. So I don't think she really was cared about. And I can understand why. Have I seen The Princess Bride? Well, of course I have. It's a very good movie. Very romantic. I love a lot of romance movies. I don't get a lot of time. I've actually read the book more than I've watched the movie. Shu and I like to read books together. Because whenever I was a child, Shu used to read to me, and now I read to him. For his naps. He likes for somebody to read to him while he falls asleep. Although I think Shu is much more attractive than Wesley. So much more. Like, the book was good, and the story is great, but I don't know, I think Shu just blows it out of the water. Just himself. Although, what if Shu was a pirate for a day? I think that might be hot. Maybe. I think he'd be more like Captain Jack Sparrow, though. Oh, no, Shu's not my boy. No, I'm just his servant. He's my master. He's not my boy. I'm his boy, in a way. In a servitude way. I am his boy. Only in a servitude way. Well, of course I like him. What servant doesn't love their master? I do like him a lot, but, you know how it is. His happiness is my happiness. And his happiness right now is Kaneki. So, his happiness is my happiness. It brings me joy to watch him smile. No, Kaneki is not my happiness. Shu's happiness is my happiness, and, well, he's happy with Kaneki, but I'm just happy because Shu's happy. Not that I'm happy about Kaneki. Shites. I worry about Shu. I don't think he can handle heartbreak very well. Actually, I know he can't handle heartbreak really well. So, I'm just worried is all. I don't think Kaneki... Well, I don't think Kaneki anything. I think Shu doesn't understand that Kaneki's not interested. I just don't want to see him get hurt. I just want Shu to be happy. And if that means that Kaneki ends up loving him, then I'll be happy. I just don't see it happening, though. I don't, and I worry about Shu because of that. I worry that he's going to be devastated. I think he needs somebody who will actually love him for him. I do need something stronger, but right now we're out of good blood. So coffee it is. Coffee it is. I just need some aged blood. A lot of it. But I'm good. I'll be fine. I just still contact somebody later for it, or go out and get it myself. I'm sure there's a nursing home that wouldn't mind today. I have an in with some of the nurses. Yes, but if you're young, it's not going to be strong enough to get me drunk. Which is kind of what I think I need right now. I've been dealing with a lot. She was infatuated with some boy. He brought a mouse home. The mouse has never left. It's just been an epidemic. Oh, it's not alcoholic blood. It's just aged blood from old people. I like them from 90-year-olds, but I'll settle for an 80. 70 is a bit too weak for me. See, and Shu likes old men flesh. Which is why I'm constantly having to go to the nursing home. I finally got an in with one of the nurses. They really don't care. They just want to make room so that they can make more money and whatnot. If you just, cycle them out faster and faster, then, you make more money. I mean, they're gonna die in there anyway, am I right? I could get you blood bags. I think I'm pretty alright. I do enjoy things fresh, and so does Shu. See, As a gourmet, we like things prepared perfectly fresh. If it's been in a bag, then it's probably like leftovers. And I don't use Tupperware. Oh, I'm not ignoring anyone. I just simply haven't, I guess, seen what you're talking about. What if you like someone and you didn't want to tell them? What if you like someone and you didn't want to tell them? What would you do? I know that feeling all too well. Well, you write love letters that you will never send. And you write songs that you will never play for them. And you cry openly, but only in your bed. Or alone. You have to be alone. And you can dream, and you can fantasize. It's worth it. And you can also wish on plenty of stars that they'll like you back. But stars are assholes, and they don't actually listen. Oh, well, thank you for calling me lovely. I do try. I've been trying very hard. You have to. Every single day. There's always someone to impress, especially here in the Sukiyama household. There's always someone about that you have to impress. So you always have to look your best. I saw a new ribbon. It's so pretty. This old thing, I've had it forever. I've been thinking about getting new things, new wardrobe, but as a servant, it's not much of an option. I don't get paid very much. I have enough to, like, get nice food, which I mostly prepare for Shu, and I generally try to spend things on, like, new silverware, new dishes, new teacups. I try very hard to spend it on reasonable things, whereas my clothes are still rather nice. I do buy some new outfits every once in a while, but I try to keep mine clean, and I also make some of my own outfits, like most of my own outfits. All of Shu's outfits are made by me. Now, a few of the other servants have helped me make some of my outfits, like they'll make it for me. And they are durable. Let's see. Indeed, and I hope that you get the attention of your somebody. And I hope that they care for you unconditionally, and I hope that they get a lovely life that is worth living, dear. You deserve it. That's very true. You do deserve to be happy, always. Yes, I sew everything that she wears. And I pick out the patterns and whatnot. He likes to be flashy. I wish I could make my own clothes. It's not that difficult to make your own. That hair must have taken labor and anguish because it's on point. Well, thank you. It didn't take too much time this morning. I was kind of in a rush. She was frantic because he heard Kanae was working the morning shift. It could always look better. It's just, I have been very, very busy. This is the most break I've had. Except I am doing laundry right now, but it's drying. What is one of your favorite moments with Shu, might I ask? Oh, well, every moment with Shu is actually my favorite, but perhaps in the garden, whenever we just walk around the garden and he shows off every flower. Or perhaps when we're playing music together. I'll be playing violin, he'll be playing piano, and it's quite nice. Or when we're reading together. Or whenever I'm having to pin him into his outfits to get his measurements. Now I don't really have to do that too much. I already just have his measurements completely figured out. And he doesn't really gain weight, so it's very helpful. I'm usually just straightforward in telling someone I like them, and I'm extremely obvious as well. Oh, my, well, isn't that lovely? I would love to be that way, but I try to be slightly obvious, but I don't want to be too obvious. I don't want to make him uncomfortable. Wait, so you're Shu's seamstress or just a normal servant? I'm everything to Shu. I mean, not everything, obviously. I do his cooking, I do his laundry, I make his clothes, I go hunting for him to get his food, I tend the garden, I clean the room, I make his bed and all of that. I occasionally, have to help him in the bath. Not generally, while he's in the bath. More of, I run his bath and get it all ready for him, and then I'll bring him a towel if he needs it, or bubble bath if he wants. And I basically do everything around here. He does have other servants, but I try to do as much as I possibly can. Because I am his main servant. I mean, all the other servants are tending to his father and just the whole entire mansion, whereas I am primarily shoes. Is he lazy? Oh no. No, my master shoe has never been lazy. He is extremely busy. That's why he needs me to tend to the unimportant things while he goes and does the more important things. I would never call him lazy. What is your favorite flower in the garden? The rose. The German red rose. Very, very much. Especially the one that Shu gave to me, but I have that pressed and dried right now. Because he gave that to me when I was a child. And there's another one that he gave me that I have hanging up, but it's dried. But I still love them very much. What job does he have? I wouldn't call it a job, but he's a college student. And he also does do a whole lot of hunting for himself sometimes. He typically goes after the fresh young women, and I'm not very good at hunting them. So if he's wanting a nice young lady, then he woos them. Whereas I'm not the best at wooing women. I've tried. I'm just not the best at it. Yes, she was a college student. And he's very good at it. He also does some sporting and whatnots at school. He's just talented all the way around. He's just amazing. Incredible. What is your honest opinion of Shu? I think he's the most extraordinary man in the entire universe. There's never been one like him, and there never will be another like him. He's just incredible. And beautiful. Very beautiful. I thought he was much older than that. No. No, he's not old at all. He's in his 20s. Early 20s. Does Shu snore? Only if he's sick. He's only snored whenever he's super sick. And then I don't leave him alone. Like, I'm constantly right there to make absolute certain that he has what he needs. Oh, well, thank you. I do try to look cute. Or at least presentable. Shu is older than me by a lot. Not a whole lot, but Fairly a lot. I met him when he was... What age was he? He was a young thing, a young teenager, perhaps. Preteen or early teens. I know I was very young. I was quite small. Yes, his job is he goes to college and he does some of the hunting to get the young ladies that I cannot woo. He prefers young ladies sometimes. I'm in my late teens. That's how old I am. So I'm not way much younger. But I was very small when we first met. And he was ravishing. Puberty was doing him well. He was just at the start of puberty and it was already working. Phenomenally. My favorite book or novel to read. There was that time I got a hold of Shu's diary. Don't tell him. But I do say that his dream journal is actually my favorite. Shu has some amazing dreams. They're quite vivid. Very beautiful. No, I can't see his dreams. I see his dream journal. He journals them. Every dream that he has, he writes down in the morning. They're very beautiful. Very fascinating. Lately, they've been a lot about Kaneki, so they're not as beautiful. His wording, though, about Kaneki, if you replace the name, it's quite nice. Oh no, I don't have time to write my own dreams. Once I'm up, I immediately have to start work. Has anyone told you how pretty your hair is? I do try with it, so thank you. Can you dye my hair your color? I don't know, mine's natural, so perhaps? See, it used to be more pink than this, but it slowly started to turn purple, which is nice. I prefer it that way. It's a lot more like shoes. When I was young, it was very pink. Do you ever get breaks? Are you always working? I'm always working. This is the most type of break that I have. Shu's taking a nap, and I am doing laundry, but it's drying at the moment. I am doing quite alright. Thank you for asking. What is an aspect of yourself that you love and you are proud of at the moment? I am a very hard worker, and I take pride in that. Wait, so you're in your late teens and are a servant. Yes, I've actually been a servant here at the Tsukiyama household since I was a young child. So it's almost all I've known. Not completely all I've known, but close to that. How many servants does Shu have? I am his primary one, so in a way I am his only one, but there are other servants here, and I would say that there's quite a bit, maybe 20, but they all deal with all sorts of things around the mansion, including Shu's father. I'm glad I'm not his primary. I love him, don't get me wrong, I love all the Tsukiyama family, but I prefer to be with Shu. It's a big mansion. You have to have a lot of servants. Do you ever listen to music while you work? I do when I get the chance. I listen to Shu play piano when I'm working, if he's home and he's playing. And then I tend to play my own music with violin. But I will occasionally turn on the radio to a classical station. What is your biggest dream that you might reach for? Just asking. It would be quite a stretch, but... Okay, you can't tell him. My biggest dream, and I know it's not going to come true by any means, I'm not ignorant, but my biggest dream would be to marry Shu. But I know that can't happen. Where on earth did you get a computer? It's Shu's computer, don't tell him. Is Shu's father mean to you? Oh no, no. He's just, well, Shu's rather, he's very energetic and very well-to-do, putting on all the airs that he needs to and whatnot, and his father is that tenfold. So he's not mean, he's just, over eccentric, we'll say that. That's kind, that's pleasant. He's very exuberant in his behavior. Do you have a crush on Shu? I mean, the word crush is fitting for what it is. Extremely crushed. That's the sweetest dream ever. Yes, but it's kind of a nightmare in a way too, because it'll never happen. What if Shu's father ordered you to kiss Shu? I don't believe he would do that. I don't at all believe that Shu's father would do that. I think that would go against some things. I mean, it would be nice, but seeing as Shu's father is my uncle, I don't think he would ever order me to do anything like that. It would be nice, though. What is Shu's favorite people dish besides hot women? Old men. Very old men. That is actually his more favorable than women. I mean, he's happy to have a virgin young lady sometimes, but he prefers the old men. Especially because they can't run. So that's nice too, but they also do taste a lot better. If you're human, then try to think of it as a very aged cheese. Is he too controlling? Shu's father? No. Uh, Not to me at least. Because he knows that I am not completely his to request things from. I still will do it, but mostly it has to do with Shu. How scared would you be? For what? What, might I ask, is the most extravagant clothes or attire have you made for your dear Shu? I have to say, the hardest work I've ever had to put into one outfit, it was different fabrics weaved throughout in a beautiful, like, triangle fashion, almost like a diamond. And it was pure white, but I had some satin, and then I had just regular cotton. And he proceeded to get it bloody. So the cotton stained red, whereas obviously the satin stayed very pure white. It did look nice, I'm not going to lie, but that was a lot of work. Only to be stained with blood. Now it's a beautiful rust color. We had to throw it out. Have you met Kaneki yet? I have not met him personally. I did have to deliver a note to him once. Shu needed me to climb up to his patio, like, his window was there. It was like a porch thing that he could walk out onto. He needed me to scale that and leave him a note, and leave a rose as well. Well, he didn't ask me to leave the rose, but I left the rose anyway. Mostly as a snide to him, but he took it as romantic, which I guess makes sense. Where's Shu at the moment? He's in bed. He's taking his quarterly nap. Are you saying that you and Shu are cousins? Yes, naturally. That's why my hair is starting to turn purple, and his hair is purple. Children probably taste sour, I suppose. Not really. Children are actually rather sweet. I mean, I guess if you have a spoiled brat that's been eating unhealthy, then it won't taste good. How are you? And I like your rose in your hand. I'm doing quite well, actually. Thank you for asking. And I like it too. Let me get this straight. You have a crush on your cousin. Crush is definitely how I feel. Crushed. Yep. Okay, but you're making the cousin thing as if that's a bad thing. Right? You're freaked out about the fact that we're cousins? Have you met Shu? He's practically royalty. So are all of the Tsukiyama family. And, well, in royal families, being cousins is actually the primary thing. Like, normally royalty does marry within the family. It's pretty common. Have to keep the bloodline going. The only thing is, Shu is not interested in me. He's interested in somebody else right now. What do you think of Shu liking Kaneki? Again, I feel very worried for Shu that he doesn't take rejection very well, and I don't want him to get hurt, and I feel like that's all it's going to end up as, is he's going to cry and be distraught and devastated, and that does upset me. What type of lifestyle would you think you would be living if you weren't Shu's servant? I don't want to even think about it. To be honest, I prefer this lifestyle. I don't want to think about what life would be like without Shu. For humans, it's weird to have a romantic interest in your cousins. Not if you're royalty. I've known plenty of humans that marry their cousins. And even if they're not royalty, take for instance the human Edgar Allan Poe. He married his cousin. She was much, much younger than him, but still married her. And it wasn't too weird. You just keep things in the family line, and humans do have some religions where you do keep it in the family. So you marry your cousin. I'm confused. Are you not human? No. I think humans are kind of filthy, and I wouldn't want to be one. I don't like to be my own prey. I prefer to be the predator over the prey. Any day. I mean, I like human, but as a nice dish. You look absolutely wonderful. I really don't understand why Shu doesn't show interest in you. Thank you. I understand why he doesn't show interest in me, but it still hurts. A lot of people marry their cousins. Yes. They definitely do. And you humans have, like, religions that make it very okay to marry within the family. It's actually, there is one human religion in particular that I can think of where the parents will go seek out another cousin for their child to marry. Mostly it's their son going to find a bride, and it's within the family. I prefer a tender human soul as my meal, or a nice grilled chicken sandwich. The chicken sandwich I can't understand. I think it tastes like horse shit. And a soul, I've yet to find a soul in a human. I would eat it though, but I've never found one. Do humans even have souls? Maybe fight for his affections? I don't... No. I can't fight for anything like that. If Shu gives it, then he gives it, but I'm not going to push any boundaries with him. Pin him down on the wall romantically. I would never do that. I would never, ever, ever do that. Plus, he's a lot taller than me. I don't know that I would even be able to do that if I wanted to. But I don't want to. I mean, have you seen him? He's quite large. It's nice. It's very nice. What would you do if Shu was suddenly chibi-sized and couldn't do anything for himself? I mean, he's not chibi-sized, but that's kind of close to accurate. He can do a lot for himself, but he doesn't do a lot for himself, at least around here, which he doesn't need to. That's my job. But if he was chibi-sized, I don't... Banish the thought. I don't want to deal with that. What do you do when Shu is upset or distressed in any way? Or how do you make his day better? Often I will play music for him. Like, I'll start playing violin. Or I'll make him his absolutely favorite meal. I just try anything. And sometimes it just takes... He has to let it out of his system. And it does upset me. It does break my heart. But sometimes he just needs to get it out. Other than Shu, do you like anyone else? No. There's nobody else to like. How long have you actually known Shu? And has he always been a creepy-minded pervert? I don't believe at all he's a creepy-minded pervert. But I have known him since childhood. My childhood. I've known him quite a long time. And it has been an honor to work for him. I'm rather loyal. Do you know about the tissue of Kanaki's blood? Unfortunately, I've seen some things that I'll never be able to wash out of my memory. I mean, there was parts of it that were great, and I never want out of my memory, but the fact that it had to be Kanaki's tissue with blood on it. You see a lot whenever you constantly work in a man's bedroom. You get to know very intimate details of his life, and watch intimate details of his life. And yes, I'm very well aware of that tissue. Shites. I'm very well aware of it. You ghouls tend to send human souls to me. If you'd like, I could possibly pack some with me next time I come to the surface. Perhaps. Did you ever meet Rize or Jason? I met Rize. Shu and Rize were actually friends. so I did meet Rize quite a few times. She's not a gourmet, so it was interesting, to say the least. Rest in peace, bitch. Has Shu ever broken down or cried in front of you, dear? And how did you react? He has, quite a lot of times, actually. He's very open about his emotions, which is something I fully enjoy about him, actually. It's quite endearing. But, yes, he has, and I just handle it of taking care of him, making sure he's able to express himself, has a nice quiet area to express himself in. Are you jealous of Rize being close to Shu? I was never jealous of Rize. Shu was not that interested in Rize like that. They were friends, but he was not interested in her in that manner because he thought that her eating habits were filthy, which I agree. He couldn't see himself as somebody who ate like a savage. Does Shu talk in his sleep? Occasionally. Lately, it's been things that I'd rather not hear. What if Shu was watching the live stream? I highly doubt that he is, considering he's asleep. Who is stronger, you or Toka? Oh, Toka. I actually am stronger than Toka. I mean, she's just kind of... She's a lot of bark and very little bite, to be honest. She plays tough. Oh dang, I hope it's not too weird. Him talking in his sleep being too weird. I'd just say some of it's disgusting about Kaneki lately. What is your most vivid attraction to Shu, in your opinion? He's rather charismatic, very, very beautiful. He's very caring. He's got a nurturing sort of... not an obvious nurturing way about him, but he does care, and he does nurture. And he's very poetic and very romantic. He'll make you feel like the most special person, as if he's never met a more beautiful person in his life. But he does that to everybody. And he's just rather charming and endearing. So everything about him. Who is Toka? Toka is one of Shu's first crushes. And that's why I worry about this Kaneki, because he's already had his heart broken by Toka. And, you know, she was rather rude about it, and still is rude about it to this day. I mean, she was young, so maybe she just hadn't learned to love yet, or accept a compliment. Whereas nowadays, she just does not at all accept his compliments. She sees them as creepy. which she was anything but creepy. So I worry after seeing his breakdown of Toka rejecting him, what it's gonna be like with Kaneki. Were you born a ghoul or were you turned into one? How did you find it at first? Oh no, I've always been a ghoul. It's been my entire life. It's hard to be turned into a ghoul. You're just kind of born as it. At least from everything I've dealt with, as everybody's been born one. Except humans. Humans obviously are not born ghouls. And can't be ghouls. I wish to see you in a cute dress. I... I think that's for another live stream. Perhaps. I do have one in my closet, though. That's rather nice. But I only put it on occasionally, because I can't wear it around here, obviously. So, only in private, in my bedroom. Shu must be really nice, huh? He's very nice. He's very kind. He's got a... He wears his heart on his sleeve, which is very good. He's very honest with his feelings, emotions, thoughts. It's quite nice. Has Shu ever said how much he appreciates your work, as in a small speech or a legitimate paragraph of care and thanks, and not just a few thanks? Oh no, he always tells me how much he appreciates me. He doesn't... He does that with anybody who does kind things for him. He's always very nice and complimentary, and he's just a gentleman. I think a dress would be nice on you. Thank you. I don't wear them very often. It's just something I can't do right now, obviously. I love your hair. The purple is pretty / handsome. Well, thank you. You really love your job, don't you? Oh, I very much do. It's been pretty much my entire life, and I couldn't ask for a better job. Do you have a ghoul mask? And have you ever met Juzo? I have a mask, yes, which I wear to a lot of gourmet events, like auctions and whatnot. And mine's quite lovely. It's just a half mask. Just around the eyes. Very subtle, but very beautiful. And as far as have I ever met Juzo, I'm not quite sure who that is. Should I have met them? Has Shu ever given you a bouquet of roses? Not a bouquet, but he does give me single roses quite often. He's a gentleman. I give him bouquets of roses because I do tend to the garden. What type of dress is it and what color and material? Does Shu know you have it? Shu does not know that I have it, no. But it is quite lovely. It's just a little black dress and a little bit up top. It's lovely, but it's just a little cotton dress, nothing too flashy or whatnot. It's just nice. But, no, Shu doesn't know. It's basically my little black dress with a little bit of white. But it's my little black dress. I don't think Shu needs to know about that. So how many chores do you do in a day? Oh gosh, I've never counted. It varies from day to day. It's giant. My honey-do list, essentially, is rather large. Every day. It honestly just depends on what's going on that day. If Shu needs me to go run any errands for him, if there's a specific task, if he's soiled his clothes. My work is never done. And if he just randomly wants to have guests over, then I have to prepare a giant meal. Be careful of a white-haired kid. He's a bit crazy and might be dangerous for you. Is he a ghoul or is he human? Because I'm not too scared either way. Do you have a big family? Not anymore. Personally, my family. Shu has quite a large family, actually. The Tsukiyama family is rather large. What if Shu did know about the dress? To my knowledge, he doesn't know about it. He doesn't go in my closet. He has red hair clips. He is an investigator special class. Oh. I avoid them. Like, I know my way around. The CCG does not scare me. Anymore? What happened? They died. Yeah, my family's dead. So, it happens. How many dresses do you have? Just one. Just one. I only made one. Easier to hide only one. And what if one day you were sick and you had to have another servant that can take over? I do. I have one. She would definitely take over for me. I just, try not to get sick. What sort of fears do you have, if any? A world without Shu. That is my biggest fear. What does Shu smell like? I like to hear you go on about Shu. Shu actually smells like roses. He's got just the most perfect scent of roses. He just... I don't know if it's because he spends so much time in the garden, or if that's just like in his pores and is part of him, but it's beautiful. He smells glorious. Either that or he does occasionally bathe in rose water, so maybe it's that. All I know is he always smells like it, though. Unless he smells like blood. But that's because he went hunting. So, I mean, that's to be expected. I'm sorry, if you need an air kiss, send an air kiss to your cheek. Oh, I mean, it happens. It really happens. Like, you know, it was so long in the past that they've died. Like, it's nothing. I'm upholding their name by working for the Tsukiyama family. I am honoring them. Are you male or female? Obviously, I am male. Have you ever met Toka's brother? No. I didn't know the bitch had a brother. Damn, that means there's two of them. Ugh. I can actually see you as a beauty guru. I suppose. Maybe. How would you react if Shu confessed his feelings to you? I would probably cry because his feelings are for me that I am basically like a little brother to him. So I'd probably cry. If you make fun of Ayato, we're gonna have a problem. Well, then we have a problem. I don't actually know who that is, but I'll make fun of whoever I want. I like your hair. Why is your hair so short? It's not too short. It's pretty nice length. No, Kanae, like, feelings. Like, if he was in love with you, it's wrong to even hope that that would ever happen. I know how Shu feels, and I respect that, and I love him either way. Even if he won't ever love me. Have you ever read or seen the fan fiction involving you and basically every other breathing thing within a 20-mile radius? I wish I was joking. I have no idea what you're talking about. What if Toka shaved off your hair? What would you do? It's the most random, idiotic question I've ever heard. Toka couldn't do that. I don't even think Toka would do that. Toka's a bitch, but I can't see her doing something like that. Hey, don't ever give up hope. There's never been hope for it. Would you be able to eat souls in a jello-like state? It's either to conceal from humans and can easily pass through the underworld and the mortal world. I can't eat jello, but maybe gelatinous blood. Like, if it's congealed enough, it might get a little bit... So, perhaps? But I don't know that souls necessarily... I don't know. Never seen one. Cats or dogs, I'm curious. Filthy creatures, not worth it. Not worth the time or the energy. And thankfully Shu doesn't want one. He has a mouse. That's enough. Do ghouls have to drink water? Can ghouls drink water? Or is blood enough? Blood is enough. We can have coffee. Water Normally we only drink water if we're needing to throw up, but that's only the idiot ghouls who that eat human food. They have to drink some water in order to get it to expel. So that's only the idiotic ones that for some reason try human food. Which is idiotic in and of itself. There's always hope for love, even the person you love doesn't feel the same. There's a chance someone else likes you and hasn't told you yet. I don't need anybody else. They would be rejected if somebody came to me and said that they loved me or they wanted to be with me. They're not worth my time. Do you have any phobias? What are you afraid of? Being without Shu. Like, if something were to happen to Shu. That is something I am afraid of. Why would you reject them? Because I'm a grown, independent person, and I don't need anybody. Like, I'm fine just by myself, and the only person that I am in love with, or would like to be with, is Shu, and nobody else will suffice. No one compares to Shu, so nobody's worth it. I only need to be with Shu. So, if somebody loved me, sucks for them. They can get over it. But I mean, I don't have anybody who would even try to do that, because I really don't get out much other than to go hunting or run errands. I don't really get to know people. Why would you give me footwear? Gives you a shoe, there you are, sir. Why would you give me footwear? Tacky footwear, at that. What if the investigators killed Shu? They couldn't. They honestly could not. But Shu also doesn't do anything to get him, like, noticed. He's very well-to-do about his hunting methods. As am I. You said you wanted Shu. I'm not following. Do you ever have any days off? Why would I need a day off? Like, this is my home, and I work here every single day. Oh snap, my battery is dying. So I suppose I'm going to have to end this, and also go wake Shu up from his nap. Oh, I don't need to relax. I'm perfectly fine. But anyway, have you... well, I do have to leave, considering there's so much to do, and the battery is dying on top of that. So, ta for now.